So some people lose before they even start because they're trying to just pull a rabbit out of a hat, out of their head, and hope that it's just going to work. And the truth is we really don't know. Here's what we're going to do today. We're going to be talking about lead magnet delivery, and I pulled up 4 different specific examples. It's a pretty simple training today, but this is more, the value of this is just spending the hours kind of over the last couple months, been opting into different things. And so I've seen a variety, and then I kind of brought it into these 4 cases that I thought would be interesting and valuable for everyone to see. I'm going to share a screen here. I like to use Miro, which is like a digital whiteboard. Mix it up a little bit. I know sometimes we're usually doing slides, but you can see, you know, I put together this little, I don't know, chart here. And so this is on Twitter. All these are on Twitter, but this pattern is the 2-step post, just to be clear. And this pattern is taking place on all of the platforms, like even YouTube, right? It's just having that call to action. I just trained on this thing. If you want more of it, here's the lead magnet that helps you do it yourself fast. So what I broke down is the 4 Twitter profiles, so we can kind of see who they are and what's going on. We can see their post minus this guy here. Could not find it for the life of me, but that's okay. You'll still get the gist of it. Yeah, Twitter DM, like how the actual DM delivery and conversation went. And there's a massive error. There's a massive freaking error on how everyone did this approach. It's driving me crazy. So I'll share that with you guys. And then the lead magnet delivery style, like how did they actually deliver the lead magnet and what was the experience of it? Something that I focus on quite a bit. So I like analogies. And if you've listened to me, you may have heard this analogy. When you're inviting somebody, think about your home right now. Is it messy? Is it clean? Is it dusty? Is it whatever it is? It tells a certain story about how you're currently thinking, how you're currently feeling, and how you have been over the last 30, 60, and 90 days. Hang with me on this. I'm going somewhere. Okay. And when someone comes into your home, what does it smell like? When someone comes into and why? Some people are like, I have no idea. My smell's my smell. Some people are like, oh my gosh, I hate bad smelling things. So I have incense all over the place. I would never do incense. That's why I have candles or I do fragrance spray. How and why we do things, there's way more thinking and effort and thought behind it than we realize. But in seconds, when you walk into somebody's home, you're taking in all of this data. Are you with me? Chris, why the heck are you talking about inviting someone into my home? Because when we invite somebody into our business, it's the same thing. And when we have 5 to maybe 15 seconds of their attention, they're taking in all kinds of data. And the more we kind of obsess about that initial impression, the faster we can win. I was talking to a good friend, another entrepreneur, and he's like, bro, I got this great program. And I don't know, he spent like 20 grand on it, 15 grand on it. He's so excited about it. I was like, oh, cool. What is it? How'd you hear about it? YouTube. Cool. And you skipped the sales call. It was 1 call and you just spent all the money. Please tell me why on earth you did that and what did they say to get you to do that? I want to reverse engineer who just sold the heck out of you. And part of what happened is exactly what I'm describing. It's being very thoughtful on that initial impression and how you're presenting the content and what your sales process is, because there's less sales friction, it goes faster. And I'm assuming all of us are interested in that. Yeah. Okay. So I've been playing with this filter, like I've known about it, but I've been playing with this filter for our own processes. And so as the best way to think about what I want to think and feel is I'll just opt into all kinds of sales processes so that I can get a sense of what I like and what I don't like and why. You guys hear what I'm saying? So the answer is not going to come from us just being in our room. But the answer isn't lock myself away from the world and let me just think and this lightning's going to strike. The answer is not in our head, it's in the minds of our market. And if we go into the market and we talk to them and have the conversation and opt into their different things, the answers are going to come out, and then we're going to get to share more of those, and that's what's going to resonate and connect. You guys with me on that? So some people lose before they even start because they're trying to just pull a rabbit out of a hat, out of their head, and hope that it's just going to work. And the truth is we really don't know. But what we can do is do the market research, take out all the guesswork and do the real work to get the real results. All right, I'm off my soapbox. Let's go through some of these examples. The first one here, his name's Mr. Ben, and he has the Dynasty Foundry. It's kind of interesting. It's for dads that want to leave a legacy. Simple mission, right? And yes, that's, anyone knows me, I'm focused on building a lifelong marriage, world impacting family, and a 9-figure tech company. So this is kind of in my wheelhouse to grab my attention, but his lead magnet is what really got me. Okay. So that's roughly who he is and what's going on. His post had a cool thing, and then it said, send me reach out to me if you want it. I'm like, all right, you got me. I want it. Okay. And then this is the DM that he sent. Hey, thanks for your reply. Pretty, kind of long, right? Yours, Ben. And so he has it's a link right off the bat. And this was about like executive functions and like play games. And this is how you can bond with your kids more in different ways. So I was like, okay, cool. So he has the lead magnet, which goes to the link. We'll see where that goes in a bit. But you know what, let's hang on this and actually read it. There are just a few of the activities and games that can be found in my new book. So he is mentioning his book as well. Calibrated Kids. I'm letting the book go for just 99 cents for a very short time. Okay, so he's got some urgency in here. That's interesting. And he's delivering, and then he's also coming back with the next step. Hey, here's how you can get more of me for a very reasonable deal. It's only $1. It's going away soon. Get yours now. So he has some urgency embedded in there. It contains over 200 pages of material to equip yourself with tools to optimize your children's brain development for happier, healthier, and more successful children and deeper family bonds. It's quite a mouthful, but these are good values, of outcome that I want to create. Get your copy from Amazon here, so I know exactly what it is. So it's a pretty straightforward message. Hey, thanks for your support. I think this is good. Acknowledging, what it is, and he's done. And so I said, thanks, Ben. Now, when you click the link, here's where it goes. This is actually one of my favorite. I didn't expect this, but it's one of my more favorite lead magnet deliveries. This link. Are you guys all familiar with Notion? Notion. Okay. Man, who you can unmute? Who wants to explain Notion? Nick, you're shaking your head. How would you explain Notion?
Just a place to organize like SOPs and instructions and formatting into online documents, from what I understand.
Yeah, I think that's a good explanation. See if I can pull it up really fast. I would say it's like Google, a bunch of Google Docs all organized in a good way. So I think they definitely have a free version. It seems to be, it's been around a long time. And more and more people seem to be using it. This is one of our partners, Smart Business Mastermind. Adam Flores, you guys have seen him. He'll be back May 4th with some really cool stuff. But anyway, so that's Notion. Here's why I like it though. It's really convenient. I can click one link. I'm on my computer or whatever, or even on mobile, it looks really clean. It's easy to navigate and find what you want. It's a decent experience. So that part I liked. And if you want to have different layers or links within here, it'll still be all interconnected within Notion. So free way to deliver stuff, seems to be growing in popularity. I'd give it a, A, almost A+. All right, so that's one. That's you guys. Do you guys like that? You guys want to keep hitting some of the other ones? All right, here's the next one. This one's Stephan. He's a founder, working to grow 10 million ARR company, and he tweets on entrepreneurship and lead generation. So that's who he is and his move. If you think Chat GPT sucks, ... Has anyone had that moment where you're like, I get AI is really cool and I see the potential, but it's not working for me the way I want it to yet? Has anyone else felt that way? I've definitely had some of those moments. You're definitely not writing the right prompts. Prompt engineering is a real thing. My team and I put together a 28-page PDF with 15 rules to write better Chat GPT prompts. It's free for 48 hours if you like, plus comment, send. I thought that was pretty good. There's not too many that I see, hey, it's free if you do the thing within 48 hours. I think that one's pretty cool. So, I'm giving you different variations with all a little bit different styles. You can take notes on what you like. and what you don't like. My goal here is to kind of speed up this process for you so you're not spending the hours that I did. Now, this is a huge little tip, must be following. Now, on Twitter specifically, now, any platform, that's just a good thing to have because, you're going to get more follows or more people to like, follow your stuff. In Twitter, if you're not following, a lot of times you can't actually send a DM. So I'd capitalize on that pattern. People just see that and they're like, oh yeah, I actually want it. So, okay, I'll follow you, just to get it. So anyway, it's a little pattern that I picked up on. Good to know. So this is the message that he sent. What he sent was, pretty short, right? Hey, thank you for your interest. Here's the link. Not one of my favorite messages. Like, I like that it's direct, right? But I feel like you got my attention. Like, hook me harder, make me like you more. You know what I mean? Not just like, okay, fine, there you go. So that's kind of how I felt about it. Now, his lead magnet, probably one of the best lead magnets out of the 4. So he's super direct, but like a lot of value is there. And I responded, he responded, and like this was where the conversation ended. He did it as a PDF. It was a link to a Google Drive kind of situation. Megan, you have a
I
question?
just have one question, and this is probably going to sound silly, but when you say lead magnet, you're talking about the actual document that he sends with the information?
Great question. Yeah, sorry, a little bit of jargon there. Lead magnet, is this like a common like umbrella marketing term that I had no idea what it meant until I drank all the marketing Kool-Aid. And essentially, it's just saying any asset of value that you're giving to attract a lead is how I would describe it.
Okay.
Lead magnet could be a training, a PDF, a video, a joke.
Yeah.
I don't know, anything that attracts your audience, and lead. So that's a good question. So he gives a PDF. That one's fine, right? It just pulls up, a Google Drive link, and then you have to, like, if G Drive, you go to the upper right hand corner and you can download it, and that's like kind of convenient. But if you don't, I don't know. I don't love that experience. I think there's opportunity to like create and offer like a different, user experience, but it's not bad, right? Let's go to the next one. This one's a VSL. This is a guy, Matt. He's got 3 exits, and he's got like a SMS type platform that he's doing, and but he's been heavy in the agency and SaaS space. Okay, so he's like, hey, here's how you do some lead gen stuff on LinkedIn and grow your. It's not a bad platform. Here's how you actually grow it, followers and views, and pretty smart guy. Like and comment video, and I'll DM it to you. So this is on Twitter. It's interesting that he's on Twitter, kind of promoting LinkedIn, but he did. And like your social selling index, SSI, if you're not familiar with this, and like Sales Navigator, it's there's value there. There's some good value there. So he says DM, right? So the pattern here is, here's this cool thing that's congruent with what I'm about and how I serve my audience. I'm giving up some value, and DM, come towards me, DM me. So I sent the DM, or I commented, and then he sent me the DM, and he said, hey there, thanks for the interest in the LinkedIn growth video. Here it is. I hope it helps. Again, pretty straightforward. Just boom, there you go. I feel like I kind of like somewhere in between these 2 messages and this message. I think this one's okay. I'd prefer probably something a little bit tighter and shorter. And it's not just that it's too long. It's just kind of like, oh my gosh, okay, I got this, and there's just like, you're trying to get me to do another thing. Being short and focused on one thing, I think is good. So probably somewhere, in between these 2 and closer to this one is where I would land personally, but you can decide for you and your audience. Okay, so I said, thanks, Matt. And he replied, within a day, you're welcome. And here's the format that he delivered it into. That link went to a VSL. So the VSL, like, this is, it's a website. And shoot, I didn't capture it. Yeah, question, Scott?
I do, because we have been using this, it's called honeypot posts, and been doing it manually for
Perfect.
the last 2 years. And my question is, can I go back my 2 years that I've got, because I have thousands of people who have asked for these lead magnets, and import that into FlowChat?
There is, I don't want to misspeak, and we haven't released the full, feature and functionality yet. But what I'll say is that that's what it's designed to do. So there's a very high probability that that's going to be a much more fun process for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, great question. So the delivery on this one, I like quite a bit. In fact, I know like Notion's decent. This one's probably my favorite, but it requires a little bit more work, right? If you have high level or some other like, landing page software and you're comfortable with building out landing pages, this is a no-brainer and really easy to do. Below this text right here is what do you call it? Is there like a laser pointer on here? I think there is, but I forgot where anyway, there is a button that said basically get started. And so he was going like, here's some value, buy my thing. And that was his move. I think you could do that, or you could have like, buy the thing or book a call kind of deal. Might be a different call to action. So you might want to modify that based on your sales process. But it's like, hey, this is really cool. This is a very thoughtful video. He's the real thing. He's getting real results and sharing some strategy that he actually did and all the data, which is pretty good, I think. So, hence him being in here. So that's a VSL delivery. We've covered PDF. The Notion one is very similar to the PDF, although it's technically not a PDF. It's just on a site, but it's, Notion's free and you can type in you can copy and paste like your text on there and then you're done. So it's a little bit faster, or VSL might take a little more technical skill or background, right? So I just wanted to provide these different options for you. This one's an opt-in. Let's check it out. So we got King here, and this one, I feel like part of what he does could be a little bit clearer. Obsidian Zettelkasten starter guide. That is a little bit hard to say and read, assuming I even said it right. But it's a cool concept. It's for creators that go beyond regurgitating content. So he wants like original thought, new thought is kind of what he's for, is what I gather. So here's his post. Want to create more unique content? The key is to systematically cross-pollinate ideas. So take a bunch of ideas, put them all together. After 300 plus hours of practicing that, I've distilled his, it must be are you guys familiar with this? Is anyone familiar with this person? Apparently it's a person or a method. Okay, so he spent a bunch of hours for us and he distilled it down into like a how-to guide that's easy for us. Like and comment the light bulb. I probably, plus follow and I'll DM you. So he's doing the follow pattern as well. Emoji, like I think is pretty common for people to do, but I found myself having to like really look for the light bulb because I don't really use the light bulb emoji quite a bit. You want to, I know it might sound a little obsessive, but really think through how to make a process as easy as possible for people for speed. Speed matters. If they have to spend an extra 3 to 7 seconds thinking just to find an emoji, it's just going to create more friction. I know, again, like all these little details, right? So I wouldn't recommend the emoji, although it looks cool. First 20 people get a surprise gift. So that's a cool incentive. It doesn't do too much for me. I saw it when I saw it and I'm going to take action or I'm not. So it's like, it is what it is. I don't know that makes it more interesting for me. It might for some, especially if I already see hundreds of people that already liked, right? And commented. So I kind of already know, not 20. Anyway, he delivered it as an opt-in. So he had like a whole different page. This is probably my least favorite, to be honest, because it's like, hey, if you want this, do this. I did what you said, and now you're making me do more things. Not a fan, right? It's not bad. It's reasonable, and he's delivering or whatever, but you're telling me the same thing, and you're asking me to do the same thing again. I would, definitely recommend revising that process. But us kind of going through these step-by-step together allows us to feel and experience those things and kind of critically and intelligently think through them. All right. So in here, I responded on purpose to all of these, and he said, hey, no problem, Chris. I hope you give it a try and find it useful. So, everyone's kind and polite, which is great. Yeah. I can see. Yeah. The link, this is the link thing. And then this is from the message. And then this is the actual opt-in page. Okay, cool. So we got through the 4 today. Just out of curiosity, which one is your favorite? You can put Notion, PDF, VSL, or opt-in.